Hello folks, this is Paragon RG with another analyzed match of Age of Empires 4. Thanks for joining me. In this particular match, the Hunter asked me to check out one of his replays, so I just looked for one, grabbed it, here we are. Don't know anything about the match, I admit I do know its outcome, but that's about all. So let's just watch from his point of view, and let's keep an eye on the usual stuff. So, in general, how can someone improve as a player? And potentially, how could this game have gone better? Cool. And then at the end, we'll try to give a list of a few things to focus on. So in this particular game, Hunter is English playing against the Rus. Now, Rus are often playing exactly the same way right now. But you do have to be a little bit careful about them surprising you and showing up with archers or something like that. So far, getting out and about, found a wolf. Making sure to kill that. I don't actually know that you needed to head back. I'm wondering why you didn't keep looping around. The wolf can't really catch you, and I think it chases you for quite a while. So, if it comes to it, you can definitely be, like, you can be scouting more aggressively on the map. I don't think you have to worry quite so much. You do want to stop Rus bounty, but honestly, finding things on the map seems pretty darn important to me. Now, in terms of resource balance, I'm a little bit worried about the current gold situation, so let's see if you end up rejigging that. I mean, you're going to be at 200 gold pretty quickly with nowhere near enough food. So, keep an eye on that. I guess you do have 4 villagers queued up, so potentially that's all you need, and then it's just all profit from here. Good stuff. Killing some deer. Watch that for a minute. I can't tell if that's shift clicked or not. Is there a delay after you... There must be, because it's pretty consistent here. So anyway, nice job. Pretty simple. Denying that Rus bounty. Some players are making a second scout. Honestly, at this level, like, to deny even more bounty, I don't think it's worth it. I like what you're doing a lot here. You can see he has multiple scouts. Looking for every last bit of bounty he can get. So, they're probably going for fast cast, right? I mean, maybe they're not. Probably going for a bunch of scouts. Probably doing professional scouts. There's a bunch of things we can, if not assume, then at least come into the game with that kind of framework in mind. This is really good. Denying 2 patches of deer is about as good as you can expect with a single scout. It says you have another military... Oh, you just made another scout. Yep, okay. I think that might be a little late, to be honest. If you're going to make a second scout, I wonder why make one now. So you're headed forward now. Council Hall. So this is aggressive. This is super aggressive. I mean, I don't mind it. It's even on a deer patch. So if archers are popping out, you won't be able to grab the deer here. That being said, there's 4 deer patches, so if you don't go pro scouts, I don't know how much that will really affect his play. But rushing a Rus player really isn't the worst thing. You don't want them hitting Castle Age. Now you're going up with 3 villagers. Could be a little slow. So I'm hoping to see you have at least 300... Or actually, I don't play English enough. Your Council Hall is all you need in terms of archer production. But maybe wood for a blacksmith, so you can go for early siege engineering or something like that. So it looks like you stopped. I didn't actually notice. We'll try to kill. Outnumbered, trying to kill scouts. Nice job. Seems to be working. I'm a little confused on what happened with your gold. I'm assuming because you still have 3 here. So I'm not sure what I missed on that front. 4 villagers. I don't think this is enough, is it? To pump out longbows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label this Group 1. And then I want to see this really consistent production out of this Council Hall. This Council Hall, this is your whole play. This is pretty close to an all-in, right? You can't defend this if anything goes poorly, which means you can't produce out of it if anything goes poorly, and they can destroy a landmark. Okay, nice job. So you've seen the Golden Gate go up. You have 250 wood. I don't think this is enough on wood. Okay, so you immediately spend... Okay, so 5 longbows queued up. Good stuff. Okay. I kind of worry about that from the point of view that might make it look like you have enough wood when you don't. I don't think 6 villagers is enough. Let's keep an eye on that. God's work, killing those evil wolves. Scout running around. Bringing a sheep back. To be honest, I don't think you want to do that. Who cares about the sheep? You want to be forward, helping to scout for your archers. Find villagers to kill. Anything at all to slow your opponent down, especially from hitting the castle age. And look at this. This guy can't see anything. You could be walking into 4 scouts right now. Or archers. 4 scouts is probably not actually that dangerous, but let's pop back to this thing. There's currently 1 queued up. I'm going to try to leave that selected. So the gap. Seven. Your house blocked. Building a house now. So there's already a gap of about 3 longbows worth. So unless you've decided to just completely stop, that does seem like a problem to me. So we'll see what happens. He's got early nights now. Yeah, okay. You're in pretty big trouble here. 5 can be cleaned up pretty easily by early nights. Yeah, you're in big trouble here. Okay, so you have 9 on here now. So, resource-wise, what are you up to? I'm trying to figure that out. Because I'm not seeing a ton of... So, barracks is coming down now, which is good. That's probably the right play. To be honest, let's see how quickly these things go down. Okay, so these are going to get cleaned up very quickly. I think a mass of something like 15 longbows would actually let you kill 3 knights. So barracks may not even be the solution here. Is you just want more longbows, as weird as that sounds. Of course, he can make more early knights as well. But he wants to, he wants to get to the castle age, right? He doesn't want to be stuck with knights, which are very, very expensive. You pump out longbows, add a barracks, add some spears to that group, and now it's just so costly for him to deal with. Okay, so you're still running around on the map killing wolves, which I don't mind. But I wish these scouts were scouting their knights. You know, I'm not sure this is the right use of those scouts. Another spearman coming in. So this is that all in play, right? Now that these, in fact, this needs to be rejigged to just drop units off here or even back at your base, and then send these to the same place. Second barracks coming up now. The problem now is you're fully on the back foot. So he can switch into archers, and you're totally screwed. 3 knights is fine. He doesn't ever need to make more than that. And he switches into archers and basically just pushes into your base. So that the fact that you all in and you're now on the back foot is is really, I think, what's going wrong here. Okay, this definitely, I don't know if it's just the villagers finishing trees and like wandering off to find a new tree. You want to re-up your lumber camp. You want another one closer, or if you're going to chop over here, do that. Because the amount of time lost by these villagers is actually enormous. Is that a tree? What are you chopping? See, this is a tree. Okay, well, you see something crazy every day. So, a couple scouts from you still. Okay, so this game I'm going to try to pause just before the end of the game. So we won't actually see that end screen. So nice job with your spears, being active with those. Shouldn't lose more than 1 villager. Might even kill a knight. Pretty nice job with that. Scouts are running. See, this is really nice. This is very nice with the scouts. You see so much of his exit from his base. So Council Hall is idle right now, which worries me a lot. Blacksmith coming up now. But for what units? Like, is it... Are you trying to upgrade your spears? That's what I am trying to figure out. So if you can, when you're watching this, put yourself in this moment. Like, what are you thinking at this time? So these scouts, presumably you're thinking like, yeah, I need to scout. I need to see what he's up to. You do. You see stable. You see archer range. This should be scary. This could be archers in feudal age, or if he hits castle. Actually, there's multiple archer ranges. That could be horse archers. You actually see archers here. So this alone can pretty much kill your army of spears. So okay. A few longbows. You need so many more longbows than this. I think that's a big part of what this boils down to. You just need more stuff. More of the same stuff. If we look at your total resources, you have 700 gold right now. My question for you would be what you were planning on doing with that gold. If you notice this, what you might want to do is pull all of them, or maybe just leave one to be safe on that gold. But you could pull all of it, and you probably wouldn't even notice for a long time. Like, all you're making right now, yes, you're getting upgrades, I guess, which will cost some gold, but they're not quick. I don't think you need a market yet, but that could be an option if you wanted to convert those into longbows more quickly. No upgrades yet on the longbows. So you run into him in the stealth forest. I'm not sure you noticed, though. Which is okay. I'm not... you can't be everywhere. We're not professionals. Just making note. So, obviously, you've seen it now. You're chasing him down. It's good stuff. You do have enough longbows now that his small group of archers is quite defeatable. And you scout that he is going up to the castle age. So we're pretty much expecting horse archers. And he's even added at least a third archery range. So we expect full... I would say, full horse archer in castle. Really, really nice job here. This was a mistake from him, building it where he did. You want to, like, nestle it somewhere really safe. Even, like here. You know, you want to minimize that distance to the TC so they can keep building it. This is a really nice play from you. Like it a lot. Pretty active with the longbow creation now. Unfortunately, they don't have any upgrades. Let's take a look at your blacksmith. So no upgrades from that blacksmith. Okay. So blacksmiths are a pretty significant... I'm assuming they're 150... Yeah, 150 wood. House blocked, it happens. Yeah, really nice job camping. If you had siege engineering, this would actually be a pretty mean spot. Like, he's sunk so many resources into this thing. You could be building a ram here with these spears. Longbows keep the villagers from building the Abbey, the Trinity. You might even have to cancel it. This whole game flips around. So, if you choose to build a blacksmith, you want a really tight plan as to why. As to what you're going to do with it. And you can tell he wants to. He's kind of wandering around with those villagers. Scout's still looking out and about. I mean, your army control is excellent. There's no doubt about that. And your scouting, now that I think you're not focused on the bounty, you're used to these scouts is fantastic. You want to see a little more. Make sure he's not building it in secret from the other side. Are you getting siege engineering yet? You are, yeah. So just imagine for a minute that was in 3 minutes ago. You would have a ram. Maybe even... Don't have a lot of wood right now. So let's just say one ram. And this thing could be on its way down. And then he'd be canceling it and he'd be in a bad spot. So in the meantime, I guess I wonder... So you want to plan, right? Like, if... So the siege engineering is coming in, but it's a little late. He's massing up here. And... we know his early knights are pretty nasty. We know you don't have any upgrades on your units. Fortunately for you, neither does he. Nice job with your spears. Longbow and archer action here. So far, this is good unit control. He's going to be really frustrated with those knights. Grabs your scout. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. I think this is a numbers game. I think you may lose this battle. The Spearmen now run in. The Spearmen would be okay if they were still here. And then you call... I meant to pause. All right, so there's a lot of good things in this game. I think your army control is really good. And let me just make sure I'm on the right. So your army control is actually really good, and I see no reason why this game couldn't have been a win if you didn't produce more troops. So if you build Council Hall, you pretty much want to be producing out of that constantly until you stop, right? You pick a time, you stop producing out of it, and you move on to something else. If you have enough longbows, you consider getting a blacksmith for upgrades. You didn't have enough for a long time, so it's okay that you didn't. You can't win with spears. So I really think this came down to not enough longbow production, and you probably want an earlier barracks. And if you're going all in, your resources have to be pretty efficient on just pumping out the relevant unit. Something else to take note of is if you're against Rus. So if you're against Rus or the French, early knights are, like knights in the feudal age, are a strong possibility. And so mass archers is definitely less good, right? Knights are they're faster, they have high armor, they just chase them down and kill them. So you can do it, but you have to be very, very active, and you have to be in building and with your army, so that like you shoot, you walk back, shoot, walk back, and it makes them want to stay away at all times. You hang out in stealth forests, things like that. So it can be done. And then, of course, you add spears as soon as you get a chance, and then it starts to be this death ball they don't want to deal with. You add a blacksmith, you add siege engineering, you build rams, and then you basically kill them. Your work in denying that Abbey of the Trinity was really, really good. You needed siege engineering a few minutes earlier, and you had a blacksmith actually for quite a while, and maybe you couldn't afford it. I'm not sure what happened there, but you weren't able to click up to siege engineering on time. So, okay, let's boil this down to just a couple things then. Produce units actively. You want to figure out, so if you like English, it looks like you play English and Rus. How many people on wood do you need to just pump out Longbowmen at all times? How many on wood, how many on food? Find that number. Should be easy to figure out. Or just like Google or whatever. And then do that. And the fact that in this game you went forward with your council hall, like my analysis would be a bit different if you were building from home. You went forward with it. So that's an all-in. So you need to be, if that's your plan, you need to be pumping those out absolutely at all times. And then just, I think better scout usage actually would have meant that you could have gotten away. You could have seen knights, early knights. You could have seen a stable and left or added spears earlier or something like that. I think your scout usage once the hunt ran out was actually really good. But earlier I think the focus wasn't there on what it needed to be on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Otherwise, really good game. And yeah, thanks a lot. Special thanks then to, make sure I get your name right, The Hunter 1222. This has been Paragon OG, folks. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe for more casting and analysis, and I will catch you next time.